Hi, Tawana. This is just a short video to show you what I was talking about with importing the PowerPoint. First, I've opened up Storyline 360, and then I just click Import, Import PowerPoint, and then I've saved it on my desktop. Okay, so it says Insert Slides, and it's working on it. And I want to select all. They're all in blue, so that means they're all going to be included. And then import. I apologize if you already know this part. You probably do, but I'm just trying to be complete in my answer. So anyway, just excuse it if you've already done this part. So basically, when it imports, it doesn't label the slides. It'll just be slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, and then you rename the slides in order to describe each slide more fully, and then you can preview it. You can look at the player and see that the new names are the table of contents. So as you see it, each one says untitled slide. So what I would do is I would right click on here and then rename, and you can either do it at this level, the story view, or I could double click on it and look at it here, and I could just change this to right click, rename, and then maybe introduction or welcome. And then, okay, this slide would be, and you don't have to use all of these in the table of contents, so don't worry about this. So I'll just call it facilitators, but we can always rename it in the table of contents. And then here, about organizational development. That's just an example. And then this looks like it's going to be a video. So whatever you want that to be, you can do that. And then let's say this is purpose and so forth. Okay, so you see that each one of those you'll label, and then when you come over to player, so I've got the home tab, and then when I click player, then I can click on menu. As you can see, it has those slides that I renamed changed over here. Okay, and then I can click on menu, and then I can actually change a lot more than that. So with this, I would probably just delete that because it says menu right here. So if you click on delete, it'll say, would you like to keep this item's children? Yes. So now we've got welcome, and then what you can do is you can click on here and indent facilitators and about organizational development, and then you can also rename directly from here in the menu. I would suggest you do it over here in the actual slides, because as you work with those slides, it'll make a lot more sense. It'll be a lot more it'll be easier to work with them if they're not just called untitled slide. But anyway, the point is you can delete something over here, like if you just wanted to have it real simple and be welcome and then purpose and so forth, you can actually delete things over here, and then it doesn't delete it in the content, it just adjusts the menu. The other thing is, I would suggest coming over here and like right here, it's called Untitled. So you might want to change that to be the Center Informational Session. Okay, and if you wait a second, then it automatically appears over here. Right now, we have resources checked and menu checked. Resources would be if you're going to attach some PDFs to it or something like that, some resources that they can click on and get to later. So if you're not going to do that, if you wanted to do that, you would just click and drag or add a document, and it will just, you can either add a URL or you can find the file on your computer. Say, for instance, I wanted to attach a Word document or a PDF. If I do that, then it automatically shows up right there, and then learners can click on resources and download any kind of references that you have. I don't want to do that now, so I'm going to go ahead and again, you can rename this too. So I'm going to delete that, and because you don't have any resources that I know of, I'm going to click on menu, features, and uncheck resources. So now it doesn't appear. So hope that helps. I generally like to show the seek bar, play and pause, and of course the logo. You can insert a logo. I think I have it on the V drive. So if you click there, and then I'll go ahead and go on group shares. Well, let me go to my desktop instead. Okay. Organizational development. Creativity Court, on-demand designs, templates, logo for player. And then here's blue for white player or white for dark player. So I'll do that. And see, then it shows up right there as a logo. Let me see what else. Of course, you can also change the player style. You could make it classic. That looks very different. Or modern. And you can also make it white, or here we have black. So anyway, I hope this really helps. Basically, that's what you do is you import it. Then what I would probably do is save it to your computer, into the V drive as backup and so forth, and then go through and just kind of adjust anything that you see that needs to be adjusting. It's gone ahead and tried to anticipate different things for you. So like here's a trigger, open this URL when the user clicks this URL right here. So it's tried to do that. Sometimes I found that doesn't work as well. As far as it gets mixed up, we can kind of wait and see, if it works. If it doesn't, then I've also used hotspots, where you insert a hotspot on top. Now, for some reason, there's this little, I don't know if this line shows up later. Let's go ahead and delete that now and see. Okay, yeah, that works okay. Okay, so anyway, that's basically it. Let me go on and process here. Okay, so like for instance, this, you'd probably want to go in here and find out, okay, what's the deal with here and what's going on here on the left, and fix that. But anyway, you can kind of play with it and let me know if you have any questions. When you get ready to look at it, and of course line these up, you can basically have them come in one at a time, or you can show them all at the same time. They can, you can put animations with it or anything like that. But for instance, right here, you'd probably want to back this up and just return so that they're all lined up on the left. Make sure this font is the same size and stuff like that. So like this is 27, but this last line is 24. So I'll change this to 27. So they're all the same. So anyway, that kind of is a little guide on how to get started. And then let me know if you have questions in the meantime. You can always preview just the slide or the whole project. And again, just go to Player and tweak the menu and add resources if you want and stuff like that. But that's how you get to that. I found that I kind of like that better than having a table of contents page. You can do that if you like, and let me know if that's what you had in mind instead. Oh, one more thing. Additional options on the menu button. I like to wrap long menu items because like you see, well, let me see here. If I go back to the previous, the way it looked, then this about organizational gets chopped off. So what I would do is I would click on this gear, wrap long menu titles, and then you see all of about organizational development if you decided to leave that in. The other thing is while you're reviewing this and drafting it and getting approvals and stuff like that, it's good to leave the navigation free. Once you publish it, you probably want to have it restricted, which means the learner goes through each one of those menu items and then they can go in any order. Otherwise, you may have somebody that will skip around and you may not want that. You may want them to go in the order that you want. So that's why restricted is good. But here, we'll just leave it free so that you can edit it and review at this time. Okay, so I'll talk to you later and let me know if you have questions in the meantime.